This is a video for Dan and everyone at Yankee Creek Ranch. We took Connor out to the Bruce's Field Grand Prix eventing this weekend, and he performed well. We finished in third place in a very, very competitive field. Pretty much every good horse in America, well, on the east coast of America, was here just because there was a fair whack of prize money. And Connor was good. I mean, it still could be a lot better. But generally speaking, I felt like we put in a strong performance in all three phases. This is the dressage test, obviously, that we did there on Friday morning. He scored a 27.7, which a pretty good score. This is the FEI 4-star D test. It's probably not his best test, but it wasn't far off it. The trot work was good. The canter, the flying changes in the canter could have been a little bit smoother. But if you remember this competition last year, it was a bit of a disaster. Connor's very spooky and sharp at the beginning of the year, and I remember this competition last year, he didn't go well at all. So I was well prepared. We had Bettina Hoy, a German dressage coach, fly in and help train me with Connor in the week leading up to it. We also had my show jumping coach, Peter Wild, jet in as well, and gave the horse a good jump school before the contest. So all in all, I was pretty happy with the test. There's little bits and pieces of the dressage test that could get a lot better. I feel like the flying changes aren't quite as good as we could get them. And to be honest, most of January and February we've spent just getting Connor really, really fit. Obviously, I've just sort of come back to riding in the last month here, and so I probably haven't quite got Connor to where he should be, just because I've been just cautiously bringing myself back into it. But I think he's only going to get better from here. He's still nowhere near the finished product. So anyway, the two judges had a little bit of a disagreement. There was one judge that thought it was 70%, and then the other judge loved it. He loved it. He thought it was 74%. So anyway, that's when you get a subjective sport like dressage, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, generally speaking, I think his work was pretty good in the dressage arena, and I think he's only going to get better as the season goes on. He's a high energy horse. He's a little bit sharp and a little bit spooky, and to get the really, really good tests out of him, you've got to actually prepare him well. And I felt like we did a good job preparing him for this one. I took him over to the show, and we got there the day before and rode around the ring and tried to get him acclimatized. And there's still bits and pieces of this dressage test that are going to get better and better. My next competition, Dan, I was thinking I'd like to go in 2 weeks' time to the Carolina International. 2 weeks is a bit of a quick turnaround. I hate doing 2 weeks because it's a little bit close, but I just, in the back of my mind, I'm trying to figure out, I think we should either aim the horse for Kentucky 5-star or Luhmühlen 5-star. Kentucky's in the end of April, and then Luhmühlen is in June. So I'm still sort of on the fence of which one would suit him better, but I think if we want to have a chance at Kentucky, it'd be good for him to run around the Carolina in 2 weeks' time. So I sort of sprinted him around here, and he's been a very healthy horse. So I might not go flat chat at the next one, just try and give him a good schooling round. But it'd be good for him to see some big jumps, and make sure that we're well prepared for the 5-star when we get there. Obviously, this is the show jumping, and he was really good. It was a bloody big course, and the distances between some of the jumps were a little bit short, especially for a big striding horse like Connor. But he tried really, really hard. And there was a lot of, obviously, spectators and noise and music and a lot of distractions there for Connor. And he kept it together well. He sort of likes to look around and sometimes take his mind off the job. So lucky for us, he's an unbelievably talented horse. He's got a big jump and big scope. He's very, very careful, and he doesn't want to hit the rails. But anyway, I was very, very pleased with the way he show jumped, because he was a bit spooky when we took him down to Ocala training in the show jumping, and it was a big course there. It was sort of a metre 25, metre 30. Like, it wouldn't be too much bigger. It would be about the same as a 5-star. The highlight of the weekend for me was the cross country here. I sort of didn't think we could win it, just because the guy that Will Coleman put in a crazy dressage score, and so I went fast on him, but not stupid fast. I thought I sort of rode him as quick as I could without sort of risking any silly slip over or anything like that, and Connor was great. It's a very challenging, especially on a horse like this at these sort of courses where it's just twisty and turny, and sort of whip around the corner. There's another narrow jump and a corner, and he did really well. This is actually the fence that I fell off Bruno at, so Connor did it fantastic, and he jumped that great. All in all, I was very, very pleased with him. He seems like he's in good spirits and happy and healthy. We're a couple seconds over the time. I think our time on the course was 4 minutes 32, and the optimum time was 4:24. So we were 8 seconds over the time they wanted to. But like I said before, I feel like if I went faster on him, it could have risked him a little bit. And I sort of did a bit of calculations with the scoring, and realised that there was no real point in pressing him faster. Anyway, Connor will head back to Pennsylvania in the next days, and then we'll turn around and bring him back to the Carolina International. And I'm probably pretty sure I'll do the 4-star. Part of me just, I know I always say this to you, but I'm just always super cautious of his health and soundness, just because in this sport, the champion horses, they last forever, and our big goal this year is to hit the ball out of the park at a couple of 5-stars, and be it Kentucky or Le Moulin 5-star, we've got to figure out which one. We want the horse super healthy and strong and fit and well prepared, and even though I'm an ultra competitive person, sometimes going crazy fast in the lead up events is a huge amount of risk for not much reward. It's a bloody tough line, that, and Connor did it fantastic. I was really pleased with him. He's in great form, and he won a bit of prize money too. I think we won 15 grand, which was good. Good way to start the year with him. So anyway, mate, everything's going as planned with Connor. I feel like we're in good shape, and we'll do this next event in a couple of weeks' time, either at the 3-star or 4-star level, and then I think after that we should sort of make a decision whether he'd be best suited for Kentucky or Le Moulin. But it's a very, very exciting year for him, and the sky's the limit.
Boyd had a course walk earlier today, and I don't even know how many people were in that. It was just like...
It's heaving.
Yes, it was. And the other, I mentioned yesterday, which is so neat about this facility, is that it also is home to dressage shows, hunter jumper, the eventing. So basically the grassroots all the way up to this top level, and that's just so amazing that everybody, no matter what the level, can be part of Bruce's field. All right, Boyd is flying. He needs to come in at 264. He's at 259.60. He's got, going to be just a little bit over. Just a couple time faults.
So one fun fact, the tennis net
Yeah.
that we have, I don't know if most folks probably don't know this, it's a